Hi, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your January 25th, 2024 full moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously. It helps this channel out tremendously and gets it seen by the YouTube algorithm. So, thank you all so very much for doing so. You guys are just absolutely amazing. So, let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. So we have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Four of Wands. Wow, that's really great. We have the Ace of Swords. Oh. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Okay, so we have the Ten of Pentacles reversed, which is interesting. We have the Six of Pentacles, and we have the Two of Wands. This is interesting because you're going to see something that's happening during this time, and you're going to think, curse, curse, I knew it, like curse kind of energy. Yeah, no, it's like we only get up to this point. It's a generational curse. I'm never going to be able to get to where it is that I want to be. That's at the center of this. So there's something here that you are going to be going that no, you're not going through it. You've gone through it. And you thought, oh well, I'll just never be, right? So you look in your family tree, or you're looking with the people that have raised you, or the energy that's around you. However this manifests in your life, because we're not always raised by the people who bear us. So that's to be absolutely understood. And there's a sense here of, well, it's just a curse, and you have lived under that, like, that cloud, and you're going to see that it's not, or it was, but you've broken it. Because what you're going to see is that you have the Four of Wands. There's a celebration that comes through. The Ace of Swords, God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, is handing you a gift just for you. You have this darkness that has been around, but you have the Six of Pentacles, which you have a balancing coming in, a balancing that you're understanding, and you're starting to see. It's like, oh, it's like, oh, there's a different way to do this. And that's also with the Two of Pentacles. You've been balancing and balancing. You're going to see during this time with this full moon, like something drops, like something you're like, no, I don't want this. And so you're going to think, when this happens, I drop. You're not going to think when it happens. Like you're almost walking away from, not almost, you're walking away from something you had thought you would want, but you don't want it anymore. It's like, no, this doesn't work. And I'm not willing to try and make it work. I'm not doing this. And it's a very cognitive decision on your part here, Gemini. And it's very liberating. It's like, oh, okay, now I see it. It's like, oh, okay, I've been waiting for that. Because you've been trying to fit something or do something or have it be a certain way. And you thought, oh, it has to be like this. It's kind of like you see everybody else doing it. So you're going to think, oh, it has to be like that. It's just like everybody loves chocolate. And then you meet that person that doesn't like chocolate, and you're like, ooh, what's wrong with you? But they say, like, I don't like chocolate, instead of keeping on eating the chocolate and being like, well, I'm supposed to like it, so one day I'll just wake up and like it, right? So here, that's what you're going to see with this energy. It's like, no, I don't like this. I don't want this. And I'm not going to do this. It's also like being allergic to something and thinking, I'll just not be allergic to it anymore. I remember I worked with a person who was allergic to avocados, but she loved avocados. So she would just take a couple of Benadryl and eat the avocados. And her doctor said to her something like, are you eating avocados? Or I don't know what came about, but she said, oh, I just pop a couple of Benadryl and I eat avocados. And the doctor got so mad at her. He was like, absolutely no, you cannot. It is astoundingly dangerous. You're very allergic. You cannot do that. You can go into anaphylactic shock type of thing. So here, that's the energy I see, where it's just kind of like, okay, like I can just, I can just kind of like, circumvent this by making it so. And you're going to see, like, no, I can't do this. And you're going to either have somebody tell you, like, no, you don't need to do this, right? Like the doctor told her, like, even though she really liked avocados, like, no, don't do this. This is bad for you. Or you're going to see that it's like, I didn't like it to begin with. Was it worth the itchy throat and the watery eyes and all of this afterwards? It's not. And there's just going to be this realization. It's like, oh, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Kind of like, I love bread. Oh my gosh, I love bread. Can't eat bread. Can't eat wheat at all. It's absolutely horrific for me. So here, there's going to be this sense of like, I love it, but mm-mm. And with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, it was something that you loved but your body didn't love, or that you looked at, and I know Spirit is saying curse, because it was. It's like, if you love something but it's bad for you, it comes in, and it's like, oh, well, of course, like I don't even get to have what I love. And it's like, no, this is going to be left behind now. And I'm leaving that energy. I'm not being weighed down in it. And I'm cutting through doubts and fears and negativity. And I'm seeing things that are so much more aligned with me, so much more truthful for me, so much more bountiful for me. And the door is opening. And here, the Four of Wands is the minor arcana marriage card. I mean, if you're looking to be in a committed relationship, if you're looking to move forward in commitment in your work and in what you love in life and in what you desire and all of that, it's like it's here. It's here. We're leaving this behind. We're finding a balance. Things are going to be a little bit out of balance for a little bit until we get our harmony. There's like a seesaw up and down type of thing, but we're going to see a door opening. We're going to see a path that we didn't think we get to walk. Like other people could walk that path, but not us. So just be aware of this. Yeah. And we're letting something go. It's like, no, I don't want this anymore. All right. Yeah. And this here, when we see it, it's like, everybody else might be doing it like this. It doesn't mean we have to. Everybody else, we might sit there and think, oh, everybody else got married, or everybody else, has a job that they love, or everybody else has kids, or everybody else has, the house and the this and the that, and I don't. And Spirit's like in divine timing. Take your time out of this and let the divine guide you. And you'll be surprised how things manifest in your life. You will be. You will be. I know people sit there and they think, oh, well, biologically and thising and thating, it has to be like this. And it's like, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. Open your soul, open yourself, because the miraculous will come. It will. Okay, let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Yeah, here we have prosperity. That's it. Spirit wants you to live in prosperity. The Spirit wants you to live in a mansion with a fleshy car and all this stuff. No, Spirit doesn't care. Spirit just doesn't care about that. But prosperity of spirit and soul, prosperity of love and joy, yeah, that's what Spirit wants. Spirit wants your energy vibration to be brilliant, to just shine and glow and just be radiant. And that's what we're moving towards during this time. So let's see what, and if you are interested in entering to receive a free reading, put a snowflake in the comment box below. A person will be chosen at random and announced on the 1st of February. So good luck to everyone. And all the instructions will be in that video on the 1st of February that will be going up. Do not be scammed by anybody contacting you in the comment box. It will not be me. And if you're interested in purchasing a private reading, a private personalized meditation, or a healing, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. That's linked in the description box below. So let's see what our chakra energy is, angels and spirit guides. It's the inner child reverse. This is the heart chakra, needing to connect with your heart chakra, needing to connect with what you love, needing to connect with your inner child, because we've been ignoring our inner child. And our inner child is saying to us, hey, listen, you have to listen to me. And so we can find that our inner child throws tantrums, like really is trying to make us pay attention, to make us listen to her or him or them. So here, just be aware of this during this time. Be aware of connecting with our inner child, what we love and what we want. And, we can do that simple exercise of closing our eyes, taking a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you, and seeing the child that you once were run into the arms of the adult you are today. And tell that child, I love you, I'm here for you, I will always be here for you, and I will always love you. And that's just going to be one of the most powerful, beautiful things we can do for ourselves. Like seriously, that way of connecting. And let's see the energy we need to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Okay, so it's 2. The 7, it's interesting that it's a 7 number. So 7 is a number of truth, right? So that's interesting, especially when we get to the astrology of it all. So truths are going to come out, whether we like them or not, or lies are going to be called out, whether they're big or small. So just be mindful about this during this time. We can feel like we're being corrected over the littlest of things, and that's going to drive us bonkers. The 7 of Swords is lies. The 7 of Pentacles is being impatient. So do be mindful about this. Somebody's going to try and twist things and try to push you to making a decision or coming to a conclusion of something when you don't have all the information. So don't be, or when you just have their lies to go off of. So do be mindful about that. And why Spirit was showing something beautiful, like something that you really love. It was almost like losing the treasure right here. I just noticed this box right here. It was almost like losing the treasure. And so here we think, oh my gosh, I lost the treasure. And Spirit's like, no, you're going to gain the treasure. It's just not the way you thought it was going to be, Gemini. And that's going to be important. So let's talk about this time, astrologically speaking. On the 25th of January, we have the full moon in Leo. The full moon is at 5 degrees, 14 minutes of Leo. And what's coming forward is, what is this bringing closure to? What is this moon bringing closure to during this time? What are we trying to juggle that we don't even want to? And that's going to be an important thing. We're going to see an ending coming that we didn't realize. Leo is heart energy. And it is the most linked to the heart of all the zodiac. Even if we find this surprising, this is true. So Leo is the heart, Aquarius, which is where the sun is the head. So this is linking the head and the heart together. And that's what this full moon does. We have the head coming into play. But remember, we as air sign energy, linked with the head, right, are represented by the lovers, the heart. So just being aware of this, the head and the heart need to come together for a Gemini. And that can also be part of our duality, the head and the heart, needing to occupy the same space and be in harmony with each other. Leo is the sign of the king and of sovereignty. And this is telling us, this energy that's coming forward with this full moon in Leo is saying, I know who I am and I know where I create from. And this is going to be big for us. So I know who I am. I am enough. I am powerful. I am a child of divinity, of the universe. I am allowed to take up space here on this earthly plane. And I know where I create from. Not where I'm created from, but where I create from. Where the source power is within me. And that's going to be a big deal. And that's part of our knowledge that's coming forward. Now we have the dwarf planet Verona conjunct the moon. Now, this is very powerful moral compass energy. We're going to see that during this time. Everybody has this really intense sense of right and wrong, whether it's like their right is I'm going to get ahead, so they can be really sneaky energy too during this time. So just be mindful about this. And this is Leo as well. This moral integrity, this truth, this justice. When a Leo is in its positive energy entity, higher energy vibration, a Leo is amazing energy. So just be aware of this. Okay. We are going to see justice where people have told lies. And this is also going to be bringing things down to earth, which is very interesting because Leo is such a drama queen. So Leo energy is also like, bring it down to earth, let it shine, but bring it down to earth. And that's going to be very interesting. We have Gungkung, the dwarf planet, is about 5 degrees of Pisces. This is linked with flooding, so just be mindful about this. We can see this on a world scale, but we're also going to see this because Gungkung is also a channeler of a lot of psychic energy. And that is going to lead us forward in a way of that is almost overwhelming for us. So just being aware of this during this time is going to be very powerful. It's that psychic energy is coming down to earth. We can feel overwhelmed by the psychic energy, but we start to look at things differently. We start to see things differently. And as we do so, we start to welcome in change. There's going to be that out of balance until we harmonize with the psychic energy that's coming forward. If you want to learn more about this and dive deeper into the astrology, check out Pam Gregory's channel here on YouTube. She's absolutely astounding. So I have her linked in the description box below. Now we have the fixed grand cross between the sun, which is at 5 degrees of Aquarius, the moon, which is at 5 degrees of Leo, Jupiter, which is at 6 degrees of Taurus, opposing Hume, which is at 2 degrees of Scorpio. This is enormous determination. This is grit to see things through. We're really going to see this within ourselves. It's like that sense of, I thought there was only 2 paths coming forward, right? I thought that it was going to be just like this. Now there's that third path coming in. Doors start to open. We start to see things differently. We start to have a balance come into play, and we start to release what was causing discard. We're also going to see with the repeat of the number 2, especially, during this time with this full moon and the reflection of the sun's light with the moon, and then the moon itself being ruled by Leo, that sun energy coming forward. We're going to start to see ourselves really grounded in the here and the now. Okay, really grounded in seeing ourselves and connecting with ourselves and opening up that door. We're not going to be afraid of hard work. We're going to be astoundingly determined and astoundingly focused. Jupiter is T-squared the full moon, which is going to magnify anything we're going through during this time. We have the clarity of the Ace of Swords coming in, that sense of I'm cutting through doubts and fears. I'm determined. I'm focused. I'm insightful. Our way with words. I mean, we're already good with words. We're ruled by Mercury. We're going to be even better with words now. We are insightful. We are determined. We are focused. We are coming out of thinking I have to be this way and not seeing the beauty or the prosperity or the bounty that's within us. And now we're starting to see us and we're connecting. We're connecting. We are, we're like married to the idea of being fully and beautifully who we are. We're not going to try and be anybody else for anybody else. Now, we have the Sun conjunct Pluto with Leo bringing everything center stage, bringing things center stage. We will start to see secrets come to light, especially regarding people of prominence during this time. So do be aware of that, and people who are prominent within our own lives. So just be aware of this during this time, or prominence in a way that it changes things for us. So that's going to be interesting. Mercury is conjunct Mars in Capricorn. Okay, so we are quick minded, we are quick thinking, we're this naturally, again, with the Ace of Swords, it's coming through even more. But we're also thinking towards long term. Okay, so that's also going to be great for us. But be mindful that we can be sharp tongued, that we can be sharp with our words, especially online or especially in areas where we feel anonymous. So just be mindful about that. And with dealing with everybody else, that people can be really rather cruel because they're thinking, oh, I'm anonymous, it doesn't matter. But we're also going to be very quick-minded, quick-witted when it comes to long-term things. We're going to be able to think in the long term quite well. And that's going to be nice. Now we have Venus quadrant quadrant Uranus. There we go. And here we can have some volatility towards money, make sure things are balanced. We might find that things get out of balance for a little bit with the 10 of Pentacles, like what we value, we can see things kind of like falling through, or we think, oh my gosh, that's falling through. And then we're going to see something come back like stronger and better than it was before. But do be mindful with your money during this time, Gemini. We have the dwarf planet Ixion at 5 degrees of Capricorn, conjunct Venus. We've talked about this before. This is asking us, are the rules that we are playing by the right ones for us? And that's going to be a big thing. Are the rules that we are playing by the right ones? And that's a huge question to be asked. And we're moving towards love from within. We're moving towards, if I come from love, if I meet everything with saying almost I love you. And if it's like, no, I don't love you, it's like, okay, I'm letting that go. we can't do that with everything, because we can be going to work and be like, oh, I don't love you. So we can't just walk away. But we're going to be seeing that during this time. If we come to things with love, we're going to see ourselves empowered. We're going to see ourselves emboldened. We're going to see ourselves looking at the world differently and finding different blessings move us forward. Remember, Leo is a drama queen, absolute drama queen. You can find this exhausting. Sometimes I do. And so here, just being mindful about this energy. It's like, okay, things can be drama. Remember, things are going to be amplified, there we go, amplified by Jupiter T-squaring the full moon. So we need to kind of approach things with harmony, because it'll be very easy for us to kind of, just be revved up about everything. So just be mindful about this. And as we move into February will be an electric month for us. So that's going to be interesting. So let's see what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. There's going to be something to celebrate that comes forward during this time. So just be aware of this. Interesting. Purity. Oh, you're going, okay, interesting. Angels and spirit guides. Acceptance, angels and spirit guides. The full moon. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Oh, interesting. So what's interesting here is it says here, take time to breathe out and the void. So to embrace the nothing, the expanseness of the expanse of the universe, of connection, take time to breathe out. We're not going to. We're going to want to connect with all of the infinite. We're kind of curious and seeking out greater understanding. But what we need to do is slow things down, meditate, and just slow down our living. Slow things down. We live in a world of distraction. I was listening or reading something, and it said that these big corporations, right? These big media houses, TikTok and, I guess even YouTube, right? They all look at things, and what they say is the biggest financial thing that they have to overcome is sleep. That people need to sleep. And that's the biggest stealer of their money. And that is disgusting. That's disgusting. You need to sleep. You need to take care of yourself. And so here, when Spirit says, take time to breathe out, we have everything in this world that's trying to distract us. Do not let it distract you. Breathe out, connect. And if it has distracted you, it's distracted everybody. Embrace the void, embrace the connection with nothing, and take time to breathe out. We're going to see that will help put us in balance, and that will help tell us certain things that we don't want to be bothered by anymore. It's like, that's nonsense. I'm not doing that. It moves us then to a new start is coming in purity reverse with the Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands, again, that celebration, it's kind of like new romance can be starting, or a deeper commitment to the romance that you're in. But it's also a sense of, something new is on the horizon, something exciting, something that you're committed to, something that you're seeing moving you forward. And it's not pure. It's not, without any blemishes. It's going to be a little bit messy at times, it's not going to be pristine. Like, it's not going to be as crisp and clear as the dream of it is. It's going to be real. And then it moves us here to a new start. It's coming reverse. We don't feel like it is, because how can a new start be coming? It's not perfect. And Spirit's like, take perfect off the table. It's not going to be. It moves us then to adjustments are required. That's going to be absolutely true. And an acceptance of our voice, acceptance of the knowledge that's coming in, acceptance of the psychic development that's leading us forward. So that's going to be important as well. It then moves us to a personal issue reaches resolution. We're going to see that with the power of this full moon, which is very interesting here. We're going to see something that has been knocking us off balance, a personal issue. It reaches resolution. We're like, okay, I see this. And we're letting go of that curse. We're letting go, or of thinking it has to be that way. If it's not good for us, we're going to let it go. And that's going to be really important. We're also going to start to see things. It's like, oh, that's not good for me. That's not nice for me. My body doesn't like this. Or I'm not happy when I do that. And we're going to start to let certain things go. Now, remember, you can only make 2 big changes in your life every 8 weeks. So that's what our minds, our bodies are physically and mentally able to do. So if you try to do more, you're going to find that it's too much. But 2 changes you can implement for 8 weeks, and then that becomes a pattern or a habit, and then you can do 2 more changes. So look at that during this time, because a personal issue reaches resolution, and you're going to find that you're freeing yourself, you're moving yourself forward, you're giving yourself a grace that is absolutely exquisite. And it brings us then to working through our fears. We're not going to want to. We're just not. It's like, okay, listen, I'm doing so much, it's great, but Spirit is going to put our fears forward, and that's going to knock us off balance and then put us back into balance. So that's going to be, not the fear is going to put us back into balance, but the seeing our fear, or the understanding our fear, the looking at things. So we're going to have something come in, our fear, our doubt, our chaos, that's going to knock us off balance. And then by embracing it and looking at it and saying, no, we're using that gumption, that grit to see things through that comes with the fixed grand cross. We're going to see ourselves be like, oh no, I can handle this. Oh no, I got this. Things that would have brought us to our knees before, but we're not going to want to face our fears. We're not going to want to. And yet this is the perfect time to. So will we utilize it, or will we run away? And that's up to us. Your dreams need a practical plan. They do. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Gemini. We are so good at dreaming. I mean, I myself am a Gemini. We are so good at dreaming. But then putting it all into practicality, that is important. Our resilience, the fact that we bounce back. We might need to give ourselves a moment. We're going to see doors opening. We're going to see ourselves moving forward. I see a path opening that we just weren't expecting. We were like, oh no, it's not going to be that. And it's like, oh yeah, it is. It's going to be more than you imagined. And it's also going to be less than you imagined at the exact same time. Prosperity lies ahead, but your dreams need a practical plan. And we need to kind of ground ourselves, plant ourselves on this earth. and give ourselves that practical plan. It brings us then to our subconscious spirit message, and that is spontaneous reversed. Subconsciously, we don't want to be spontaneous. We might be like, oh, well, you have to be, right? You have to go out of your comfort zone and think big and go after and do this and do that. And Spirit's like, why? We don't want to be spontaneous. Take it slow, take it easy, meditate, pray, however you connect with divinity, going on walks, the universe, however you say it, however you see it, do that. This isn't the time for, wild out loud, spray painting, paintball splashing, everything, chaos. But it is a time to connect with ourselves and ground us and see us. It moves us then to our subconscious chakra message, which is peace. And this is the crown chakra. Crown yourself with peace, and you will be surprised at where that takes you. Seriously, crown yourself with peace. Make slow living, peace a priority, and see where that takes you. See how that opens up your world. It moves us then to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. And that's the Fool reversed. We're afraid to take certain leaps of faith. We're afraid to open up certain doors. Even if we say, like, oh, I really want this, but we're afraid to, because it's almost like, but I could fall. Like, I could fall. I could get hurt. Like, are you kidding me? This might not work out. And Spirit's like, yeah, but it might. So just be aware of this during this time. Be aware that we might say, with one side of our mouth, like, oh, I want to do this. Like, I want to open this up. Like, I want to go and do this. But again, we're not going to be very spontaneous during this time. And we can be kind of risk averse or, just discomfort adverse, right? We don't want to work through our fears. We're fine with them being right there. So just being aware is going to be important for us. Our subconscious tarot message is the Emperor. This is Aries energy coming through. So if we have Aries in our chart or Aries in our lives, this comes through very powerfully. But this is also an embrace of our sacred masculine energy. It's our determination and our focus and our insight. It's being the warrior. What's really interesting is that when you think of Aries, right, you think of the god of war. But I always see Aries as this, really powerful, really astute general. A general doesn't take unnecessary risk. A general doesn't want to, risk their men. If they're a good general, doesn't want to, do things that are chaotic and don't make sense. You want to make every move count. And subconsciously, this is what we want as well. We want to make every move count with as little casualties, as little, upset to things as possible, and as much utilization of our skills. And so subconsciously, we are looking at things and we're being very practical, very determined, very insightful. So being aware of this is going to be important. It moves us then to our subconscious Luna message. It says you and your loved ones are safe, and that's reverse. We don't really feel that way. We can feel like everything's up in the air. We can feel like the world is a chaotic place, but we need to focus on the opening of our third eye, that connection with the psychic energy that is around us. Because once we start to connect, we can start to see that, yeah, I can't wrap everybody in bubble wrap and keep them all safe, though I would like to. Personally, I would love that, but we can't. And so here, it's a sense of, I see what I am afraid of, but I am focusing on the evolution of my insight and myself, the opening up of the door, and knowing that the finiteness of existence is an important thing as well. So by embracing our focus, our third eye, our connection with the psychic energy, with ourselves, with our empathic, connection, this is going to open up the door to the world to us. If we sit and walk in love, if we make love one of the most powerful centers of our world, if we chant love to ourselves, if we move forward in healing love, if we surround ourselves with that energy, we are going to see the world open in a way that we cannot imagine. And it's going to come from the simple 4-letter word of love. And it's time to embrace it. It is. And it's time to live by it. Enough of the world isn't. And the only way that we can combat all this chaos, is to embrace love fully, openly, and honestly within ourselves. And that's going to be the game changer. All right. All right, Gemini. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. And know that this meditation and healing will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Gemini. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.